So now we are going to discuss in detail aspects of distribution system. That is, first one is the primary distribution system. So here, what is meant by primary distribution system? See here now. Here, primary distribution. What is a primary distribution? Now we are already discussed in the last class, but now once again we will recall. Primary distribution is that a part of an AC distribution system which operates at somewhat higher voltages than general residential consumer utilization. That means primary distribution carries higher voltages than general residential consumer utilization. That means this distribution oriented from substation to the distribution transformers with the help of faders. With the help of faders, those voltage levels are greater than the general residential consumer utilization. Higher voltage means not a transmission higher voltage. Those voltages are higher compared to the general residential consumer utilization. Commonly used primary distribution voltages in most countries are 11 kV, 6.6 kV and 3.3 kV. Primary distribution handles large consumers. We are already discussed. The large industries, medium consumers, medium industries, not medium consumers. Medium consumers also connected, no problem here. Large industries, large consumers means industries such as the factories and industries. Is it? So that's why primary distribution only having factories and industries, those are called large consumers. Is it? In the primary distribution only large consumers are existed. Their voltage ratings are 11 kV, 6.6 kV and 3.3 kV. And it also feeds a small substation from where secondary distribution carried out. That means by using feeders, we can carry this primary distribution voltage to the distribution transformer. The distribution transformer converts these voltage levels, whatever the feeder carried voltage levels, into three-phase 3Y system voltage, that is 440 volts. 440 volts. The primary distribution carries three-phase 3Y. We are already discussed in the feeder concept. Feeders are the three-phase conductors, no neutral, and those are connected to the distribution transformers. Distribution transformer is secondary distribution system. Is it? So secondary distribution means what? Secondary distribution means, we are already discussed, but now secondary distribution directly supplies to the residential consumers from the distribution transformers. Domestic consumers are fed with a single phase supply at 230 volts. Three-phase supply may also be provided at 400 volts for big properties. Commercial buildings, that means restaurants, cinema theaters, small factories, is it like that? Secondary transmission in most countries is carried out three-phase 4Y systems. Sorry, this is not a transmission, this is a distribution system. This is secondary distribution in most countries carried out by three-phase 4Y system. Why? Because a single phase is required, 230 volts. Single phase means one phase and neutral. Neutral compulsory required. That's why secondary distribution system is always three-phase 4Y system. But primary distribution system, feeder conductors are exist in three phases. There is no neutral. Right now, that is the difference between primary distribution and the secondary distribution. Next, we are going to discuss about the classifications of a power distribution system. Here, transmission systems are classified based upon their length and operating voltages. But now here also, distribution systems are classified, but these distribution systems are classified based upon the nature of a current. Second one is based on the according to the type of a construction of a distribution system. Third one is on the basis of schema of connections. On the basis of schema of connections. Based upon these three factors, that the power distribution system is classified, or the power distribution systems are classified. So first one, according to the nature of a current, the power distribution systems are classified as a DC distribution system and AC distribution system. Nature of a current means, here current can be exist in two natures. These are direct current, alternating current. Direct current means the magnitude and direction does not vary with respect to time. That type of current is called direct current. Alternating current means the magnitude and direction of current are varied with respect to time. Both magnitude and direction are varied with respect to time. Such a type of nature of current is called AC. If the distribution system can distribute DC voltages or DC currents, that type of distribution is called as DC distribution system. If the distribution distributed AC voltages or AC currents, such a type of distribution system is called AC distribution system. And second one is according to the type of construction. They are overhead distribution system, underground distribution system. If the voltage can be distributed or power can be distributed with the help of any way in the transmission and distribution system, power can be carried with the help of conductors. But in distribution system, if the power can be or voltage or current can be distributed with the help of overhead line conductors. In the transmission system, we are discussing the transmission power carried with the help of overhead line conductors. But in distribution system, by using overhead line conductors and underground conductors, we can carry distribution system. If the distribution system can distribute power with the help of overhead transmission, overhead conductors or cables, that type of system is called as overhead distribution system. If the distribution system carried or distributed power with the help of underground cables or conductors, that type of system is called underground distribution system. And now the third one is on the basis of scheme of connection. Those are radial distribution system, Ringman distribution system, interconnected distribution system. In this, the distribution system either DC distribution system, AC distribution system, either overhead distribution system or underground distribution system, which are connected in the form of radial type. That type of distribution system is called as radial distribution system. If that distribution scheme is connected in the form of ring main type, such system is called ring main distribution system. Or otherwise, the distribution system is connected in the form of interconnected manner. Such a type of system is called as interconnected distribution systems. These are the classifications. Now, individually we will discuss. In our syllabus, we have overhead distribution system, underground distribution system. First, we are going to discuss underground distribution systems. Underground distribution system means the power can be distributed with the help of underground cables or underground conductors. That type of distribution is called as underground distribution system. That means underground distribution system is the electrical power distribution system with the underground cables. And some of the advantages are also there with underground distribution system. What are those means? Less subjected to the damage from severe weather conditions, mainly lightning, hurricanes, cyclones, typhoons, tornadoes, other winds and freezing. But generally, if you can observe that the conductors are overhead conductors, those are severely affected by the lightning due to rainy situations, and due to fog also power loss takes place. Rainy seasons, fog, humidity, also power loss takes place, and due to the surrounding temperature also conductor resistance increases. Finally, power losses are increased. So that's why less subjected to damage from the severe weather conditions if the conductors are underground and distribution system is underground distribution system. And now, decrease the risk of a fire. That means when due to heavy wind blows, conductors are attached. That means they are combined. That means fault occurs, then they are burnouts. Or otherwise, if any flying objectives are touched the overhead conductors, that means what happens? Fire takes place. Three branches are touched the conductors, overhead conductors, what happens? Fire takes place. So to avoid that, if those are built at the underground of the earth, what happens means the decreased risk of fire takes place. And reduced range of electromagnetic emission. Electromagnetic radiation can be reduced. That means because of there is no interaction, interference with telecommunication lines and also surrounding area, right? And underground cables need a narrower surrounding strip of about 1 to 10 meters to protect the underground cables. But for overhead line requires a surrounding strip of about 20 to 200 meters wide. That's why here cost is increased. That is the advantage of underground cables. And one more thing is that underground cables pose to no hazard to flying aircraft or to wildlife because of they are flying on air. That's why underground cables does not create any problem for the birds. At the same time, aircrafts. Wildlife means birds. Underground cables have much less danger of conductor theft, illegal connections. Is it? But we are less than so many cases power theft. But that power theft is not occurring in underground cables. That's why underground distribution system is used. And some of the disadvantages also there in underground distribution system. Those are more expensive and maintenance also required for the more expensive. And whereas finding, repairing overhead wire breaks can be accomplished in hours, underground repairs can take days or weeks. You can easily find if any problem is there in the overhead line that is visible, but underground cable, no, it is not visible. That's why finding of a problem is very crucial thing. It is difficult and it will take more days or weeks to nullify that. But this problem not takes place in overhead system. And underground cable locations are not always obvious, which can lead to unburied diggers. Damaging cables are being elected. But simply you can observe it in the municipality for water system, water supply system, diggings are there. In that situation, underground cables are damaged. That is the disadvantage of underground distribution system. And operations are more difficult since the high reactive power of underground cables produces large charging currents and so makes voltage control more difficult. Now, in the fourth unit, that is modeling of transmission and we are discussing. Due to charging currents, current effect is there. That means receiving and voltage are ranges. That means here also in the underground cable, what happens? Space is there. That's why here the space is filled with some vacuum or gases. Eject or some gases or air. That means what happened here means capacitance is exist due to the capacitance charging currents are there. Due to the charging current, voltage profile can be increases. Due to voltage profile increasing, what happens? Insulation failures. That means underground cable surrounding protection. That means insulation failure takes place. Then short circuit occurs between underground cables. Whereas overhead line can easily updated by modifying line clearance. If there is any problem, by taking line clearance, we can compensate that problem. But in case of underground cables, that is not a possibility. Underground cables cannot be updated and must be supplemented or replaced to increase capacity. Must be replaced those underground cables. And underground cables are more subjected to damage by ground movement due to earthquakes. And overloaded cable could melt its plastic jackets. Overloaded means plastic jacket surrounding cover can be melted, causing flammable vapors to accumulate. The cable could then ignite the vapors. That is burnout means what happened? Again short circuit. These are all the problems associated with underground cables or underground distribution system. Is that? That's why you can go to overhead distribution system. Even though some systems, especially submarine systems requires compulsory underground cables. Okay. Thank you.